So people have no filter on whatever they say to me whenever I tell them, and I rarely honestly ever tell people in person that I'm converting. It usually just gets around. But when I do tell them, people's reactions are always like, the first question they say to me is usually pretty hilarious and a bit forward and almost a little bit disrespectful. So I decided to take it to my favorite place for talking about Jewish stuff, which is Reddit. And I posted this question. Shalom everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's S and I'm taking you on my conversion journey. So before we begin, check to see if you're subscribed so you don't miss any videos of me documenting everything going on this very, very interesting journey. And if you want to support me along the way, go ahead and subscribe to my Patreon to find more intimate videos of all my lovely experiences. So let's get into today's video. I wanted to have some fun online, like I always do, searching for things to talk about. And I was like, you know what? I'm always on Reddit. Let me just ask my fellow Jews and fellow converts something. I'm always posting my stuff, and I think I love this thread. They're very supportive, great people, and we always have interesting conversations. But I also noticed that this thread, this subreddit group, is full of converts just like me. So I asked my question to them was this: for my converts, what are some frequently asked questions you get for converting to Judaism? So I just wrote this. I don't even know what time I wrote this, but I was thinking about when I had told somebody I was converting, and their first question for me was, do you not care about going to heaven? Or do you not believe in heaven? Like, why would you convert? And I was just like, what? Of course I'm going to heaven. Like, you know, of course I believe in the world of souls and, you know, we're going to be reunited. Why wouldn't I believe in that? And I just thought it was very funny how misinformed many people are about Judaism and what Jews actually follow, and just think we're kind of a part of this cult that just condemns everyone else and just is just full of hate and doesn't believe in love and peace, when it's bizarre to me. So I wanted to know if any other converts were feeling the same way, and some of the responses were very spot on with things that I've gone through and were a little different. So I wanted to go through them and read some of the ones that kind of stood out to me. So one of the responses was this: most Jews, when I meet them, assume that I must be converting for marriage and are genuinely surprised when I tell them that I am doing this only for myself. People who have known me for a long time, after they get over this shock, ask me, what about Jesus? Couldn't relate 100%. I'm always getting asked about Jesus. Always, all the time. And people are always shocked that I am converting for me. I'm not converting for marriage. I did date a few people who were Jewish, and I just connected to Judaism so much that, you know, without them, I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to hide that. What do you think? I just walked into Judaism? No, I dated somebody who was Jewish, and I just walked into this world and connected with it. And usually it is common for people to convert for marriage. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that either. Some rabbis may not be in support of that, or may want to push that away because it may seem like you're getting influenced to do it for some other reason, which is completely logical. But converting, you have to do it from the heart. Like, you will be a miserable person if you do this for someone else, because this is no joke. This is a serious thing. It's a serious connection. And when you are able to choose it, and I think this is what makes us converts so unique, is it's total blessing if you were born Jewish. Like, love it. Like, you were born into in my opinion, one of the most beautiful religions and cultures and environments to be raised in. The children, like everything about Judaism, like I love it so much. And to be fortunate enough to be exposed to that at the time I'm very happy and grateful for that. And for me to take the initial step to want to live my life this way, it took some time for me to get there. So when people assume I'm waiting for someone, I'm this, I'm that, I'm like, listen, it's all in the hands of God. I expect at the end of all this, I expect to live a fulfilled Jewish life. And that's a feeling that I don't think anyone, even other Jewish people, can maybe relate to, unless you're converting. As a convert, I get what she's saying, because it's just so people can't put it together. Why would you want to be restricted against the food you eat? Why would you want to walk around, cover your hair? Why would you want to, you're going to wear a black hat? Like, what? They just can't comprehend it and just think that you're entering like a very difficult life. And there are things that are tough about Judaism, but when it comes from the heart, you can't but just feel like you can't help but just embrace it and love every bit of Jewishness that's oozing through your veins. And when people mention Jesus, listen, he's not my Lord and Savior. He's not, I don't believe he's the Messiah. I've known this way before I even converted, or even chose to convert. I just never connected with Jesus Christ as an adult. And when I read comments like this, I'm like, oh, I get this all the time. And I think it's going to be common for me to get this probably for the rest of my life, considering that I have Christian family members. Can't wait for Thanksgiving, y'all. It's going to be interesting. So I thought that was a good one. This one was funny. So another comment was this: why are you giving up bacon? What about Christmas? I never cared about bacon. I never cared about pork. It wasn't something I ate a lot. I was a vegetarian for many years. And before that, I wasn't a huge meat eater. I started to eat more meat, like steaks, because of my iron deficiency. But I've never cared too much about bacon. If it was in front of me, I would eat it, but I would never be like, I need bacon. I need bacon now. I never cared about it. So to me, that's a minor change. But Christmas, that's always something I get. People are blown away that you won't be celebrating Christmas anymore. And since we're heading towards that time of the year, I see why. We live in a very secular, Christian bound type country. A lot of people celebrate Christmas. We have Christmas holidays, the season, it's the theme. And for some reason, people think that Jews are just hiding in a corner crying around this time. But I'm like, to me, it's going to be just like any other day. Particularly this year will be my toughest year with Christmas, because it's going to be my last one. And I don't know how, maybe I should make a video about that, celebrating my last Christmas, because I haven't really gave it too much thought. But I'll be having my own traditions. I'll be doing my own holidays. So I think, I think it's more so people are concerned about children, because, Christmas is a big deal for kids. They're giving all these gifts, and my children won't be a part of this whole fiasco of being given a bunch of crap. So I totally relate with this comment, because I get it a lot. And I'm like, listen, we have our own traditions. We have our own holidays for a reason. Christmas isn't part of that, so please respect it. So another person commented, this one was very good. And they said, how do your parents feel about that? And I've made a whole video on my Patreon, link below, about how my parents felt about my conversion. And it was rough. It was rough because of me. Like, it wasn't rough because of them. I was in my own head about it. I was hesitant. I was nervous of the things they might say. I even said that, like, I even tricked myself to thinking that my parents would like cut me off and hate me. And there are some people who probably have went through that, because religion is such a big deal. Like, it's not, I think it's probably the biggest deal. It's bigger than race. It's bigger than money. Like, your core religion, your core belief and your values matter the most, especially when you come from religious families. So stepping in and changing all that, you know, I have religious Christian parents. For them to be in the church, for them to be involved and you know, study religiously, literally, and every day ever since I was a little girl, and for them to see their girl that they grew up in, that they raised in church, to be a modest woman, to be this, to be that, totally do something they didn't predict. It sent chills to my body to how they would respond. So this is definitely a common question I get, not as much anymore, but I did get it a lot in the beginning. And when I would answer it, I would like start sweating through my pores at ridiculous amounts. But I've learned to just be honest, open and honest about that answer, and respond like, listen, they're on board. They're on board. I love them. I was nervous at first, but they came through because they love their girl. This comment was very whoa. So someone commented and said, what made you choose this synagogue? Well, the rabbi and the cantor are pretty amazing, and I noticed you haven't asked any of the other new members this question. What's up with that? I have gotten this question, actually. I didn't think that it was weird, but as I'm reading that comment, I'm like, maybe it was weird. I didn't think much of it. That's because I don't live in the whole like victim mindset type thing. Like, I don't overly think like that. I just thought they were just curious. But I don't know. I don't want to dive too much in my mind thinking about that question, but I have gotten it, and it didn't bother me, but it clearly did bother that person, especially if they've noticed that they didn't ask anybody else. I guess they're like, so what are you doing here? That could be awkward. So that was very interesting. This was a response to the Christmas comment. Man, I gotta tell you, I don't miss Christmas one bit. It's so relaxing not having to worry about all that stuff. I can't wait to not celebrate Christmas anymore. It's going to be the best time ever. Okay, so out of all the comments, the most common response was why? 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 So many people ask why? Why Judaism? Why? Why are you doing this? Why Jewish? And every time I feel like I'm ready to answer this, I feel like my response isn't good enough. So I think I need to ask you guys, why are you following me on my channel? And what are some things you want to see on my journey? Because I want to take you guys, as I have been taking you guys on this lovely journey and this amazing experience to Judaism, and I want to share as much as I can with you. But I also want to know who you guys are. So comment down below and tell me, what are some videos you'd like to see me make? What are some questions you have for me? And I don't care how intimate they are, share them in the comments below so I can figure out how to make a video about it and talk about it and share it. And to answer that question of why Judaism. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check if you are subscribed to my channel. And don't forget to check the links below to see how to connect with me, and also subscribe to my Patreon. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom. And I'll see you in the next video.